Hey team, how are we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I may be the only one on here tonight, I'm not sure. But some crazy stuff has happened in the USA. It is the 10th of September. In Australia, it's about to tick over, no longer to be the 11th of September, which is September 11. One of the biggest days in history for those that are older than 40 years old especially. We'll just wait and see if anyone comes on, and we'll go from there. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to see that you'll be able to then have the freedom of speech in the comments section. So while we're waiting for that, let's have a quick introduction and then we'll get to it.
I am out here for you. You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you.
We choose truth over facts.
Never go full retard.
Come on, man.
Okay, thank you and welcome tonight. This is a little bit of just a platform for you to hang around on tonight. A lot of people don't know what to think, or where to go, or what to believe, or whether people are fundamentally good, fundamentally bad. Do we need laws and structure to prevent us from doing what our emotions tell us to do? We've got some people here that have just rocked up, and I hope you appreciate the fact that we've created this space for you tonight. It'll make a lot more sense as you get older, that the world becomes a lot less pretty, where all of a sudden it seems like your eyesight is so shit when you're young, but the clarity comes as you get older. When you look at the photo, this is the Cabo massacre behind us. This is what happens when good men do nothing. I was one of the good men that was there, that was ordered to do nothing. And we'll talk about this in a moment. Now, this could look like a car spring. It could look like a tool, or it could look like a weapon of opportunity. On that day, it was a weapon. And now, it's here as a reminder to me of the day that good men did nothing and what happened as a result. Over 10,000 people were killed. Tonight, we're going to have a little bit of a visage as we pay respect to those that have fallen because of the over-emotion and twisted minds of those that walk among us. Brent Smith, g'day, my man. How you doing, Brent? Always nearly call you Brett. We've got Cal77. G'day, buddy. Charlie, fitting name today, mate. It was great to see you here. I don't agree with Charlie Kirk, but it's not you speaking, is it? Charlie Kirk from the grave. I agree with almost everything he said, but all dead people should be treated with respect, and I also agree with that. No person deserves to die from another person's hands. I don't agree with that. But it should be under the right context, and it should be because to not do so would mean the lives of others. There is a chance you may not agree with everything I say tonight, Charlie. So what I'm going to do is have some of these Blitz Mint breath to wash some of the feces of what I talk about at times. I don't expect everyone to believe with me. Remember, every time you say you don't believe with everyone, just remember, most people probably don't believe in any one of us all the time. So, yeah. Nicole, hi mate, still trying to process it all. I can't. It's killing me. A man that got killed while actually preaching for peace. He was literally talking about transgender shooters when he got shot. Hey guys, hope you're well, mate. It's just a reminder, man, of the world we live in. And that when you give the benefit of the doubt, when you turn the cheek, Christian values, that you're the number one person that is then under attack because they know you won't fight back. They don't try it in Iran. They don't try it in Pakistan. They don't try it in Yemen. They don't try it in North Korea. You know, any one of those countries, swiftly you would be dispatched. It's the reason why in Somaliland you can leave your money out on a table and know that it's going to be there when you get back, because even the innuendo that you might have taken it will bring you the wrath Cobra. Pardon me. Spicy. There are two types of people in this world, evil or righteous. Absolutely. And I believe that the falling of Charlie Kirk, who I believe was a gift to us, Charlie Kirk, I listen to him 2 or 3 times a day, every day. Sure, I didn't believe in everything that he said, but fundamentally I did. And he was the bravest of them all because he actually met the unhinged in the wok where they lived. There's two types of people, yeah. Charlie, I don't know if this is live. It is live. But if so, do you think I should join infantry or another corps? Charlie, the best thing you can do is come on to Patreon. The link is not here. It's in every other one of my videos in the details. Get on there. You and I will have a communication as many times as you need to be able to unpack who is Charlie. And we'll get you there, mate. Ranso, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, absolutely. Absolutely. And God bless you in return, mate. Smokey B, rest in peace, Charlie. My prayers go out to his family. I hope to meet him one day in the kingdom of heaven. So do I. Nobes, how you going, mate? G'day, Kaz. G'day, you. Tonight, we're just giving a space where people can go that have been touched by this. I'll repeat what I said before about, where are we? That clarity comes with age. The things that don't worry you when you're 18, that don't worry you when you're 19, that don't worry you when you're 30, they suddenly make sense when you've got children. They suddenly make sense when you're the oldest male and now in the family. You know, they make sense when it falls on you. Responsibility, when it touches you. Hawko says he was in disbelief when he read the news this morning. I actually got a phone call as my alarm was about to go off, and I thought it was my mate taking the piss. Charlie, agree, rest in peace. I see a bunch of people complain of him, and like, what the fuck? Some people, I have to put my glass on a minute. Yeah, are a mess. I've got to tell you, who is the more evil one? Is it the person, whether this was an organised shooting, assassination, murder? Because normally this is not done by people that are unhinged and over-emotional. That's normally done with a pistol or a close-up weapon where they want to hear their voice heard before they actually give their mantra before they take lives, i.e. school shooters, almost always leftists. Now, this was surgical, one shot, easy shot. I could have done it like that. In a place where Charlie Kirk was absolutely welcome. Utah, very religious, law-abiding, dressed well. They wanted him there. This was a precision shooting that I believe was done as a Black Swan event to take the focus off other things that are happening in the USA. Now, the thing about this is one of those rare times in the world where you get an opportunity where you knew where you were when you found out, like 9/11, the Twin Towers. Today, I remember where I was. We thought we were going to war that day. Base closed down. Towers fell. Everyone on earth was looking at what was going on, wondering, how is this going to affect me now? Well, this has been a moment with Charlie Kirk passing, leaving behind a beautiful family, that has given people a chance to be on the right or the wrong side of the argument. And when in doubt is one of those times when if you've got nothing nice to say, then shut your mouth. But people couldn't help themselves. We're seeing just an attack of lefties on things like social media, showing them dancing and rejoicing in the death of a family man, despite the fact they haven't got families of their own. People saying they don't agree with what he said while their number one topic is abortion. That is sick as fuck. No one, especially that's not even pregnant, should have that as their number one issue. Now, if that is not a privileged world, what is? Right, so people believe that Charlie Kirk was the sick one because of his views on transgender mutilation of children and abortion, yet they think it's good that they killed him. That doesn't make sense. So that's what we're here tonight, to give you a place. Peppers, I saw your message. I was going to return that today. As you know, I probably haven't had much time myself today. And there's been a lot of people who have been calling up. A lot of people have been ringing me today upset, not knowing what to think. How to respond to people that are being rude or seeming like they're aloof to it and not caring because it's not them. I get it. I wish that I had that privilege. But after 24 years of being in the military and then assisting with the military afterwards and growing up as a child with the military and not having my dad there and hoping he comes home safe, I've been brought up as a sheepdog. And I care about you. I care about the flock. Jet says, finally caught your live, Casby. Managed to get around and join the Black Legion. Trying to have a chat. I'm strongly considering joining the army once I get my fitness back. It's a quick way to become, the mindset, of the sheepdog. Yeah. Always make sure you engage with the people of the country and let them know that they're being represented well by fit, strong, and patriotic young individuals. Love the team. You don't have to love the country's government, but you've got to love your organisation and love the people. And the day that we're not worth defending is going to be a sad day. That's when we outsource our military, and then what happens next is the fall of Carthage. Cane and Peppers, that's the beauty of balanced society, where you should be able to have a different opinion, and sometimes there need to be people to defend it. Absolutely. The sad thing is, Peppers, we've got so many people in a sense of entitlement, yet no civil duty to give anything back in return. And that's how you lose faith in your country. And the reason why that happens is because we've got a government that makes home ownership almost impossible for so many. If you don't own land in the country you're meant to die for, should you ever be expected to go and die for a country that you don't actually own any part of? That's a question. I can't fathom hating someone so much you murder an innocent man in front of his wife and children. Absolutely. And what about the people that took the time to make a video, celebrate it, and then upload it? What's going to happen to their job when they go to work tomorrow and realise they're in the shit, like that guy from MSNBC that just got sacked for his heartless comments today? Hi, Nicole. Good to see you again. Wish it was on better terms. Yeah, that's a very nice comment, Mr. Peppers. Phil says, hey, mate, hope you've been well. My leg is still funny enough. It feels like a broken Lego piece. For those that don't know, I've got a autoimmune disease affiliation with Crohn's disease, which means things happen to you. You don't know what's wrong, but your body starts to break down and medication doesn't seem to work. You can't sleep at night. It makes you talk like a weirdo, like tonight. How was the shooter not identified before he could take the shot? People did see him up on the roof, just like they did with the Trump shooting. Wasn't it LDS Uni? It was Utah Valley University, UVU. Koala Man, it looks as if maybe he was wearing a vest and the bullet hit the vest and deflected up. I don't think he was wearing a vest. I think he thought he was in a very, very safe location. And I believe he was. I believe that this was a set play. Smokey B, look at that. God bless you, Kaz. I've been around for a while now, but I don't always tune into the streams, but I'll always return to watch from time to time. Keep up the work, the great work, brother. New Zealand, Smokey B just threw a $20 donation in there. I don't know why that didn't show up on the alert box. Let's have a look. Test widgets. Where are we? That was a test one. Huh. Smokey didn't show. Now, for those that don't know, Smokey B threw up a $20 donation. That's about $1.80 from New Zealand because they've been crushed by inflation like we have. Only joking, it's more than $20. Really, really appreciate you, mate. Let's throw a crack on in there for you just quickly. Just to keep it a little bit calm here, hey? This is the single mothers of South Australia. Again, if you go there from New Zealand with a New Zealand accent, they think you're foreign and they think that you're a celebrity. And bam. It's a Kraken! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy. Welcome, calamari. There we go. Well done, Smokey. You just got hugged by the single mothers. Hey, single stick men, most of the young men who went off to wars, didn't own much, but they knew they were part of the nation instead of being crucified for existing. Nicole K. They knew they were part of the nation instead of being crucified for existing. Absolutely. Phil had a pretty disappointing result in my medical today. Passed everything except my colour blindness. Now preparing to change roles, maybe Air Force security. Phil, you got to do what you got to do, man. Just go to the dog that comes to you. Mate, we need to have a talk soon. Let's do that tomorrow if you can. Okay, Phil, I may be wrong, but I think you can join artillery if you're colourblind. You probably can, but they work with a lot of maps as well. Nicole, there was no need for that, my dear. Way too much. Okay, we got the, what do you call it? We got the purple cow, the menstrual cow. You don't have to contribute here. You're a veteran, you know. We love just having you here, mate. Matty Benson, are you still in Vietnam, mate? You've missed Kaz's phantom broken leg. It's been a bloody killer, mate. I fucking need you more than ever. Matty, I'm sure that you saw what happened today with Charlie Kirk. Absolutely heartbreaking. Because it's a message that the metric is that the wolf walks amongst us. The criminality that is happening unfettered in the USA and now being invited into Australia, Canada, you know, England, Ireland, you know, New Zealand probably. Something's got to crack soon. Fist Antilles, ex-Royal Australian Engineers. Check it in. Hallway 33. I was Hallway 11. Guys, let me tell you. We're going to make you a lesbian for a second, Nicole, because what we're going to give you is a double. You get a Nutsu cow and a Kraken. I accept. Wasn't trying to assume your gender there, Nicole, but that's not enough. You're going to get a single mother too. It's a Kraken. Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy. Welcome, calamari. So Nicole was saying she was also 33 platoon. I was 11 platoon. Incredible. There you go. Guys and gals, names, I just marched out of Hallway 13 last Friday. Well done, mate. I'd see you there as Kobe, as your name there. Cobes. Guys and gals, what you're looking at behind you, behind me there, is a very sad photo. Okay, so this is a place called Cabo. This reminds me of what happened today with Charlie Kirk. This was a United Nations mission where those that wished well upon the people in a displaced people camp with over 100,000 people there, NGOs, people like your UNHCR, all that sort of groups, UNICEF, what they did is they told all those people they'd be safe. That building just under my head at the moment is about 100 metres in front of the building that's behind it. The building where I'm in front of right now, exactly where I am right now, I ended up with my friends and my section and Zambian soldiers, Black Lives Mattered. We had to dig a mass grave exactly where I am, positioned to that. Now, that little structure behind me, that had a divine vision of Mary 15 years earlier, where millions across the world, I think it was 1985, came in to see the divine vision of Mary, and then they built this structure there, not realising that in 1995, that after the false assurities of those that thought they could do well, left-leaning people that came in there, activists, told them they'd be okay, the first sign that the Rwandan soldiers turned up to do their devil's deal, the NGOs left them, got in their cars, put their aircon on where they couldn't hear them, and drove out those gates and scuttled away as fast as they could. And what came next was gunpowder, machete, devastation and murder. And it was genocide. And the Australians and the Zambians and the blue helmets weren't allowed to do anything to help. But we did go back there each day, watch, clean up, bury, look at the people on the site that were doing the killing, that weren't being held accountable, and then drive away the next day only to come back the following day. The Zambians were forced to stay there. Now, the one thing I do remember about this place is that God was not there. This is the day I became properly religious. It's one thing to be walking around a civilized nation, but when you go where there's no air conditioning, where you go where there's no running water, and the only puddles on the ground are rain or blood, you know, and you're looking in the eyes of the people that are actually doing the devastation to other human beings with no conscience whatsoever, with no compassion behind their eyes at all, that are still smiling at you, and you know nothing's going to happen to them in return, and at the same time you turn around, can barely look at the families that are looking at you like, why are you white people here with better weapons, better uniforms, Australian flags, and then you just get in the cars and drive away. And then you come back and you bury my family, and now I know you're just waiting until it's my turn. And that's when I think of names like Grace, names like Amalia, the two kids that I had to leave behind there that didn't make it out. Not PTSD, value system broken, betrayed. When good men do nothing and stand for nothing, bad people of all colours are allowed to revel, whether it be on TikTok, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be, you name it. They exist, and they do wish you harm. Believe me, they wish you harm. And when they get an opportunity, they'll do it, whether it's on a tram, a train, a bus, in the street. You've only got to look at some statistics of other cultures that we want to let back into Australia, and you would be saying no if you knew what you're not allowed to say online here right now. Not even allowed to say it. Not even allowed to question it. But we've got people that are doing our bidding, that take our tax dollar, that are saying let them in. Mike Lawson says, like the video. Phil, appreciate it, Cats. Look forward to chatting tomorrow. Would be good to catch up. It's always good to catch up, man. Prophet from Holsworthy. Prophet. This cross team. You may not be spiritual. You may not be religious. You may be spiritual, but not religious. I bought this in Jerusalem, in Israel, when I was serving in the Middle East. It's one of the most beautiful things I own. Boom, look on the back. Jerusalem. I've got a call, a message. Have a look at some of the beautiful comments in the video we put out for Charlie Kirk today. And one of the ones that really touched my heart was an American that said he's never seen an Australian actually say anything about prayers, God bless you, etc. So they must have thought we were a bunch of heathens. You know, lovely Jody Stevens down here. Mr. Powell. We've got all the big names. Nicole says, hi, Brady, I don't watch the MSM. However, these other issues have been covered extensively on other platforms. Yeah. Hi, Liam and Steve. Liam is the youngest son of, where is he? Of Simon Bryce, who's really going through, Steve Bryce, who's going through a hard time in Western Australia and says his lovely wife at the moment. So God bless them as well. And to all of those that actually are spiritual, God-loving people and want the best for all of those of the flock. Jody Stevens, one of my favourite people in the world. I cannot even imagine this young mother with their two young children have to go without their daddy. Imagine, Jody, I believe that Charlie Kirk would have eventually been the President of the United States. I believe that he would have been a voice of change. But like anything, I believe that his sacrifice, similar to a prophet, was given so that we could get a reminder that what we have is not free. And today we paid with Charlie. And it gave a chance for people to show their face on the wrong side of the aisle. And I don't necessarily mean left. What I mean is they showed evil. There is no forgiveness for the people that showed today in this moment of strife, you know, what their true colours were. Alan, a similar thing has happened in Bosnia. Blue helmet, rules of non-engagement. Sad, mate. Absolutely, Alan. Absolutely. You know, and, you know, what's happening across the world at the moment is showing what happens when people have the opportunity to be good or evil. Prophet, yet the distance was only around 100 metres. Any sick, evil human can make that shot, I think. 300 metre shots a standard learning distance. Prophet at 100 metres, a 7.62 round hits about 60 mils, 6 centimetres above your point of aim. 100 mils for 5.56, and at 200 metres, smack on, exactly where you aim. Yeah, it's a perfect distance. I don't believe it was probably, would have been close to 200, I guess. But I just don't believe that this was a random shooting. I don't. He was he was gaining too much momentum. He was becoming the kingmaker, so to speak. Peppers is the one thing I've always found odd when we people are told not to stop the devil's work because God knows should have been made to watch that and not act. God doesn't interfere with the affairs of man. He will judge you on the final day. Mike Lai said, hey, bro, do you think Trump is like Palpatine? J.D. Vance is like Anakin? Charlie Kirk is like Count Dooku? I don't understand the similarity. Sorry, man, I haven't watched Mandalorian and all that, but maybe I need to be able to decompress a little, I guess. Nicole, Jody, I'm also thinking of the people at the gathering. This was something they will never forget. Absolutely, Nicole, thank you for reminding me. Could you imagine some of the PTSD that is going to happen to some of these young people that were only 5 to 10 metres in front of Charlie Kirk? What is going to happen at that University of Utah tomorrow? It is going to be so sad. This is going to be a defining moment in their entire life, just like September 11 is to Jody Stevens. If you don't mind me saying, Jody Stevens, prayers out to James Meredith Hupp. Jody has lost 2 sons. 2 sons. One of them, Special Forces. Jody, you and Maddie, we love you, mate. James Meredith Hupp, we've written a poem. He died on the same day as Ian Turner, our 2 commando representative and brother. Jody is one of us. She always has been. And I believe she was one of our very, very first patrons. Guys, it's so tough. I fear a storm is coming, so do I, Fist. And I don't think that it can be put out. I think the cheeks turning has almost come to an end. When you know that someone lives amongst you that wishes you harm, if you don't do anything about it, then your kids can become the next victim, and that makes it negligence. I'll give you an example as well. We've got a woman in Australia that just fed mushrooms to people in a family for financial advancement, and they lost their lives, and I believe that she got life imprisonment. She poisoned 4 people. How come a drug dealer can poison 1,000 of our youth and not get the death penalty? It's exactly the same, even more deliberate. The destroyer of lives, and they walk amongst us. It doesn't make sense to me. You're correct about Charlie on his way to presidency. In my spirituality studies of the scriptures, that man means what man means for evil, God is developing for good. Absolutely, there's a counterbalance, and we get to choose. The scary thing is, Simon, is there any chance that you could put up the link for Simon Powell is our filthy Raffy? Can you put up the link for Patreon, please, mate? We've got a few people that have been asking about it. Now, tonight, we don't need any negativity at all. All we need is to create a space where you guys feel like you're not alone. Many people will be talking about this and what Charlie was trying to say. Given freedom of speech, whether you agree with what he said or not, absolutely. And it's funny, the people that are all for, supposedly freedom of speech, actually killed Charlie Kirk for compassion and speaking about peace and unity and faith. Doesn't make sense at all. She got 3 life sentences, says Peppers, for mushrooms. But someone for hard narcotics, the destroyer of lives and civilizations, can do 4 or 5 years. How does that make sense? Maybe that needs to be overturned. What about death penalty brought back to Australia, brought back to the USA, all states? The only person that gets to give a reprieve is not the judges that are failing in Australia and failing in the USA. It should only be the parents that say, I choose to forgive. This is what I'd be happy with as a parent. I'd be happy with that. Jody, for some reason today, resonated with JFK, even though I wasn't even born then. Nicole, remember, today is also September 11. This was the day the Twin Towers fell. This is the day where the world watched on as we watched that slow, drawn-out demise of all of those with a little bit of faith left that were in the buildings above where the planes had hit. We're never going to truly know what happened that day, except the fact that what they're saying isn't what happened. You know, buildings fell that weren't touched by anything. Buildings that were created to be hit by planes fell. It didn't make sense. Doesn't make sense now. But it started the fuse that caused wars across the world. More than 1 million people have died as a result. Yeah. And more than 40 Australian soldiers have died as a result as well. Not only that, but the tearing apart of secular nations. Because for some reason my auto sub for Patreon didn't go through, I'll try again. That's okay, Nicole. That's okay. You don't need to. Thanks for that, Simon. Simon's had his afternoon sleep. You know, I go to Simon sometimes for the voice of reason, for the opposing view, and I get it. Financial fraud gets you 10 years, goes to show the court's priority. Stickman, the attack that I saw as a kid and the war that was still hot when I served. Bam. That's crazy when you look at it that way, Stick. Isn't it? Incredible. You know, and the funny thing is when you go and see these people overseas, lovely. Lovely people. Nicole, oh, I remember that like it was yesterday and having to explain to a little boy I didn't even know when we would see his dad again as we were in Townsville. I was too, Nicole. Remember when you went to the base and then they closed the gates and said, we don't know whether we're going overseas today or whether you're going home. Let's wait and see. Simon Powell says 10 Australians died when the Twin Towers collapsed. I didn't even know that. Did you also know that there is a tree from Anne Frank, you know, that is on the site, you know? A beautiful touch, a really beautiful touch. Guys, I don't know what you were thinking today when you found out that Charlie Kirk got taken, but this is a lot bigger than Charlie Kirk. This is how does a nation bounce back from this when so many people have shown what really lies within their heart. This is a sort of incident that will have torn apart families after hearing what some of their young ones have said as a result of someone losing their life. Remember, Charlie Kirk is a family man. He was a God-loving man. He was a man that met people, you know, in their space, you know, and what he did, he allowed people to have a dissenting view. I'm looking for the photo to be able to show you here. There he is. I've even thrown a picture of Jesus up there between Charlie Kirk and his children. So when someone says something about whatever happened to Charlie is good, just remember this is a man and a family who'll be grieving for the rest of their lives. One of the best men that's ever been born, who's done more than anyone, that has captured instead of pushing away the voice of our youth. He has lassoed them with a word I call hope, not judgment. He has not allowed them to be able to be the victim, and for that they hate him. The wrong ones hate him. Yep. They want to be the victim. They want excuses for inaction. And Charlie Kirk paid the price for their inaction. People get doxed by the left because they're also too gutless to do what they want to do via, like we said today on the video, via a keyboard. So what they do is they dox people, say where they are, where they live, where their family is. So hopefully someone will do the devil's dirty work for them and their hands remain clean. Bioscan. Mike, Trump ordered for his own team to kill Count Dooku. Charlie Kirk is sacrificed to allow for Anakin Vance to be the real chosen one. I don't think that's, no, I don't even think that's plausible. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, absolutely. You know, let us know in comments, did anyone else here listen to Charlie Kirk all the time. I always went on to look at Charlie Kirk, because I didn't have to agree with everything, but sometimes I just wanted a logical voice that could go to the pillars of education, places like Oxford, Stanford, etc., and go and debate intellectually, and I could walk away going, what am I thinking about that? How do I think about that? I don't actually know how to structure it. Sometimes I feel like I glitch, but it felt like there was a calm antidote. What he was said also met with my common sense that has kept me alive on operational tours, that has got me out of trouble, that has prevented me from uploading things that I shouldn't have, from saying things I shouldn't have. And I feel that the angle he came from was never about self-serving. He is a rich man financially, emotionally, spiritually, because he created everything. This relationship with his family from the bottom up. Turning Point USA from the bottom up. Everything he done is paying him back. The respect that he got. Influential in elections, but yet never went for a place of power because he could do more amongst the people. His voice and power came from his integrity. He didn't waver. He didn't change. He stood up and he faced the wind and he took the storm. Prophet Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro, voice of reasoning and facts and logic. Ben, absolutely. Wild Track Weekender, yes, watch his clips on YouTube and socials all the time. Turning Point USA, he will be missed. Absolutely he will be. I was reading a report that apparently the missus is getting online hate. I tell you now, but that woman and those children, they have some of the strongest allies on earth. They really will. Watch your stuff a few times a month just because I like the open dialogue. Absolutely, Peppers. Simon Powell says Charlie Kirk was ridiculously smart. He did make me feel stupid at times there, Simon, but always polite. Was never rude to people who were the opposing views, would listen and provide considered answers to any question asked of him. And he invited those that didn't agree with him to come to the front, but he also allowed them to know that God blessed them and they were built in God's image before they left. Nicole says he went everywhere, and to be honest, that's where he got a lot of his beliefs, whether you agreed with them or not. Absolutely. He was a well-travelled man. He read thousands of books. He was educated. He was sharp. His recollection of facts, statistics, and bipartisan support of common sense was incredible. He was only 3 years older than my son. I bet that hits home, my dear. Lightfoot says 2 years younger than Jesus Christ. There you go. In many ways, I felt like he was sacrificed to educate us even further. Jody says, Charlie mainly wanted our youth to know it is okay to stand up for your own beliefs. His actions were always to listen to those who wanted to speak their mind in honest talk, ask questions to think. And he used the Socratic method, means you ask a question and then you allow them to elaborate and come to a result themselves. Now, the beauty behind that was many times people came in with a pre-prepared script and walked away educated. And you saw that happen a lot. He brought the room down, made people that came in with bad intentions walk away looking stupid. Political violence was normal between the world wars and post-World War II. It simply calmed a bit so people got complacent. But it always comes from one side, man. And you're right, Stick, it used to happen, even in Rome. Yeah. The gangs, because the soldiers and the legions weren't allowed in Rome itself. Did you know that, team? That's why the Praetorian Guard were there. They're a police force. Charlie had become very popular at the university. Today he was greeted with greater than rock star's status, a righteous Christian. I watched him often. Alan, I love your name, man. I lost an uncle named Alan. Unless you're Alan Edgar Poe. Brady Carr says, Billboard Chris is another with his heart in the right place, protecting children against evil. Absolutely. Pray for their safety and never back down. The problem is with Australia is Our government is so scared of a racist being called racist that they will let human crimes occur in Aboriginal backyard towns rather than be accused of racism. Now, that is the opposite to justice. We need to save these kids, help these kids, and give them the tomorrow they may never have. Harley, g'day Kaz. I've been watching Charlie Kirk for years. He's a great loss to this world. Thank you for putting light on the event and the man. Thanks, Harley. You know, it's we've got to do it, man. When the chips are down, you've got to stand up and represent those that can no longer represent himself, and also be the voice of at least respect where it is absent in so many. RIP to him and RIP to the young lady stabbed on the train. Absolutely Southern Land bushcraft. And I believe that that may be the reason why there could be some conspiracies that this was a deliberate distraction from what's happening in the USA right now. Darker things afoot. He never faltered on his beliefs and was always willing to have people challenge it. Could you imagine how loving he was at home? It would have been incredible. He gave up so much time with his family, you know, just to spread the word. Wild Track Weekender, he would always go up against it, always outnumbered, but never outgunned. How good a comment is that? Let's say that one again. The Wild Track Weekender says he would always go up against it, always outnumbered, but never outgunned. Dude, I've got to clip that. Mucho respecto. Thank you, sir. Bam, right on the bat phone. That guy 21. Absolute true words, Kaz. Always love watching this man speak and debate truth. Dave. Good on you, Dave. Nutsu Cow. Lemon Lemming. No one should ever be killed for saying or speaking their mind. Charlie was a great man. I'm grateful to say I share a name with him. The legacy of Charlie Kirk will go on, but the greatness that he could have given the nation and the unity that he could have done over another 20 years is hard. He is a rare man. He is a gift to our society, to our population, to the world. And I don't think we're ever going to realise the calibre of the work this man could have done for society. That guy 21, thank you for spreading the kindness and the commemoration of such a wonderful man, the legacy of him and the beautiful family he is leaving behind. Absolutely. Look, it's heartbreaking. I've had a couple of times today, especially after Megan Kelly and a couple of others, where I just started fucking crying. 54 years old, veteran, father, crying because I didn't realise how much I loved the man. And I don't say that in a tight leg pants LGBT kind of way. I'm sure there's a lot of LGBT that love the guy too. And they probably didn't believe in what he was saying. Charlie Kirk is a legend, great man. May you rest in peace. Thank you for supporting freedom of speech. Got to do it, Ted. When you talk, Ted, is it always a TED talk? Ted, I couldn't go to bed tonight without giving a place for people to be able to spend a little time and understand the gravity that this man was the US, but he's global. He is, pardon the language, Jody, fucking global. This man touches so many hearts on a daily basis. The prophet said the most insane thing is Charlie was so influential that the university he was at was the first stop to places that were strongly left, yet a lot still loved him. He was definitely making too much stride. I agree. He was scaring the shit out of the Democrat Party because he'd captured the youth. They were voluntarily loving this man because people love friction. They want to know that they're in the contest. If you just sit on the lounge, it feels good for a little while, but your body decays. If you put your life through ordeals, trials, and tribulations, you grow stronger. Your bones grow stronger when they're under pressure. Diamonds are created from pressure. Cayenne Peppers. He's the sort of person I'd love to sit down and have a cold one with. Doubt I would even close to his level of knowledge and wisdom. I would have a hard time sitting down and talking with him for the simple fact that I would feel like I'm wasting his time and I'm already converted and he could be doing so much more with others that need him more. President Trump said some really good words when he commented about his passing. He did, Simon. And I believe there is some goddamn anger seething, absolutely seething inside Donald Trump, because he is one of the first people I know, I don't know him, love him, that is trying to actually fix their own backyard and has got people within their own organisation of the USA that are against him helping their own people. It's incredible. Chicago's next, and if you're a gangster, watch out, and I've got no goddamn mercy for you. And I reckon they need to go in goddamn hard. You want to live by the gun? You can fall by it. I have a number of jobs killed for speaking my mind. Lighty, using love and truth. It took me 20 years to figure out I need to keep my mouth shut until I have enough resources to not need the job. It's a tough one. You've just got to be able to know that you can't win every battle, mate. Jody says, same, Matty. Came home from work to find me and tell me what had happened. Such a loss of humanity. May God bless his wife and children, care for his parents and friends. He had all the money in the world, but it can't bring him back. You know, that's why we put Jesus up there, to let him know that he's looking over Charlie, the children, and his wife. They're going to have allies forever. They're going to be looked after, but they'll never get back. One of the most special men on earth. It's human nature not to fully support with some of the things people say. However, this does not mean we have to die for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the sad thing is we can see there is wrongs amongst us, but to stand up to those wrongs can be dangerous to you and your family. And when you have a responsibility, when you've got family members, you know, it's one thing to go overseas, but now we know what it feels like in some way as a police officer. Those guys get up every day. They don't know a single person they're going to run into that day, you know, and then they don't know if they're going to come home alive, you know, because the evil that walks our streets always gets to act first. Yeah? It's tough. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, team. We do this. It's important that you have a voice, a platform that you can go to. Tell me when I'm wrong. That is the friction. I need to learn too. I learn from you. I learn from comments. I learn after streams when I get phone calls and messages going, Kaz, you went a little bit hard on the beaver in that one. For those that don't understand the pun, leave it to beaver. Serving this nation, there is things that I wish I'd done more of, like wearing the uniform longer for sure. You know, this is your chance to live a great life. And I never want you to think that the people of the country are not worth defending, that peace is not worth defending, and that people are predominantly bad. We ask the question, are people predominantly good? Good country out here, but... Okay, so I've got messages from the Patreon. I meet good people every day. Can I ask you to do one thing for me? When you get a chance, each day, let the first person you speak to each day know, that's not your family, know that they were the first person you spoke to that day. I do it a lot now, and you see the reaction in people's faces. It might be the slightest interaction. Someone that's walking past your yard, g'day mate, how you going? Hey, can I just let you know, you're the very first person on earth I've spoken to today. I appreciate you. I hope you have a really nice day. And when you say that, you see them like, don't like me boss, maybe don't like me wife, don't like me husband, and my dog bit me, yet this person doesn't know me from a bar of soap, gave me 100 points up front, and I feel pretty good about it. Achilles, come here, buddy. He wants a little bit of dog time. Animals, you know, they bring out the warmth in our heart. Did Charlie Kirk have a dog? I bet he did. I bet he did. Blake, is there any more information on the killer? They haven't found him yet. Frontline workers don't get the recognition they deserve. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, Achilles, come here. Come on. Come on, dog. The fur baby, the veteran's friend. Achilles. 2 seconds, I've got to get him. Got to get him, he needs to be part of this. Come here, son. Come here. Oh, I love you. I'm coming, Jody. Yeah. That's from Jody. That's from Nicole. Oh, do you know what they call you in Vietnam? Number 36. Dad loves you. Thank you. He's a boy. I'm not gay. Okay. May the power of Christ compel you. Oh, a little lefty. Yeah. Oh, he's a gorgeous boy, he is. Oh, it tastes like chicken. Animals are generally good judges of character. Always trusted my dog. Reaction to people, absolutely. I had a sniper in my house for the last 6 days, team, and we had the best time. And, you know, here's this guy, tough guy, and he was one of the ones with the biggest tears in his eyes today for the falling of Charlie Kirk. It doesn't take ego, you know, to show your emotions when something life-changing occurs, and I believe that's what happened today. Now, we remember as we go into tomorrow that this is September 11 for the USA, a massive day for mourning and remembrance. And I hope you guys understand that today was about paying respect to Charlie Kirk and his family, being the counterbalance. It's okay, sweetheart. I'm coming. I'll be there in a second. He's fed. I'll take him for a wee in a second. Thumbs up if you've got a dog. Give us a thumbs up if you've got a dog, unless you're a cat man. Simon Changeling, you're in a Mr. P there, I see. Mr. P, God bless his soul. It's okay to cry, not crying is the problem. It is if you're out of chicken wings. Almost done. People are generally good judges of character. Animals generally good judges of character, absolutely. Guys, I just wanted to give you a place tonight to understand how important this was to me. I don't normally do 2 videos in a day. But man, this really, really affected me today, and it might have even been a little bit selfish that I did this more for me than anyone else. Yep. Yeah. Chicken wings, I accept. That guy 21, way too cute to be a lefty. My cat is the same. Knows far evil as soon as it approaches the outer perimeter at least 300 yards off. There you go. There you go. Again, team, things can be good, bad, ugly or indifferent. That was a car spring turned into an axe, turned into a weapon instead of a tool. And it was used almost where I'm standing right now to take the lives of humans that were non-combatants. Heartbreaking. Always remember that the people that are older than you normally have views because they've been places, done things and seen things and remember things that you don't know about yet. Hopefully there's good days to come. Look at all those UN workers in the background that were there at the same time with their weapons, with their ammunition. You know, I wonder what they're doing right now. We had our 30-year anniversary for it this year. There's a lot of people doing it really hard. You know, but it's not for themselves. You know, it's because they've got empathy. And that's the scary thing. There's a lot of people these days with no empathy. Whatever your faith, please say a prayer for all this affected today. Absolutely. And to all the victims that were there and saw what happened today, for the cross above, I raise you one more straight from Jerusalem. Okay, near the Holy Sepulchre. Nico D, I don't personally care about this guy, can't stand him, but what happened is scary and insane in a democratic free land. Yeah, I honestly don't know what people don't like about him, to tell you the truth. I don't know what they don't like about him. I don't think he's controversial. I think it's more controversial some of the things that people say that he's surprised by. I'll never fail to be surprised at some of the things that people think are the number one important issues. I really don't understand it. Yeah? Be a good human, work for your village, and everyone should come together to hunt the wolf. When I talk about the wolf, I mean the guy that shot Charlie Kirk. I mean the guy that took the life of the girl on the train. I mean the people that wish ill will, to the village. And I do believe that everywhere should have a 3-strike policy. Once you prove that you can't fit in society 3 times in a row, or 3 times, you've shown you can't live in society. Time to lock you up and get rid of the key. Otherwise, the blood's on our hands for freeing you. Done your time? No worries. Now go and show us it was a mistake. Spend the rest of your life proving to us that you made it, that it was just a mistake. Do it twice, I'm starting to think that maybe there's a problem here. 3rd time, I don't care what it is, you're done. And I don't care how old you were. And if your mental state, is compromised, that makes it even more dangerous. You can have a dog that you love more than anything, but if it bites your kid, what happens to the dog? How come we don't treat humans the same way? Demons hate being exposed. Absolutely stick. They do. Humans are self-serving. I find nowadays, Kaz, it's because they think the pizza will never run out, my friend. They think the pizza will never run out. This stream was also not self-serving. This stream was for also not not self-serving. Okay. Good night, everyone. Reach out for someone if you're struggling. Absolutely. That's what we did here tonight. We appreciate all our members, the ones in green. We appreciate all our moderators, those in blue. And we appreciate everyone who gave me time today to hopefully create a bit of a platform to allow you to have somewhere to go, to think or have your say. And most of all, I respect the fact that I don't think we got so much as one naughty or disrespectful comment tonight. Nico D says, for me personally, I don't believe in Christianity, anti-abortion, anti-LGBT, etc. Not a good person in my mind. Wait a second. You don't believe in Christianity, which is about turning the cheek and being nice to people, but you do believe in abortion, killing babies? That doesn't make sense. But I am glad, okay, that you've got a voice of reason. We don't have to agree with everyone, and we don't have to agree with each other, And I definitely don't agree with your views, but I am glad that you're able to see that there is, still a centre ground. Absolutely, Nico. Brady Carr's Pizza, I accept. There you go. Stickman Nico is one of the demons. Maybe. I don't believe why someone that is not pregnant can be transfixed on the death of a baby. Makes no sense, especially when they weren't aborted. 3 kinds of people, sheep, wolves and sheepdogs. Charlie was a sheepdog, absolutely, and so am I. Yep, not on my watch. Thank you for the stream, Kaz, and the mods. We wouldn't be here if we didn't want to, Kaz, so thanks for your time. Peppers, absolutely appreciate you and everything you've done for us too. Jennifer G from up north, thank you, appreciate you. Good night. And guys, Jenny, she's also a little bit of a saint up north too. Sticky says Christianity is not hippie pacifism. That's a new evil. Jody Stevens, I love you, mate, and Maddie, and Ed B and all our US coalition family and all those around the world that are good for their country, good for their people. And there is nothing wrong with loving your nation and being nationalistic. Nothing wrong with it. We don't have to all agree. That's the point. Agreed, Nico. Jared, g'day, buddy. Absolutely. I didn't know how to pronounce a name, Jared, to tell you the truth, man. Where are we? I didn't know how to pronounce a name. Anna, I'm sorry. Anyway, team, take it easy. God bless you all. And no one is smarter than the scripture. Understand, you may not understand it, you might be ignorant to it. But look at how many people all of a sudden become believers when they're on death's door. And I tell you what, let's say, for example, Nico, if you were where this photo got taken, you'd suddenly understand what it feels like to be where God isn't. And maybe, like me, that would be enough to make you religious too. All the best. Take your time getting there, but make everyone around you comfortable and safe. And you're basically a Christian without realising it, aren't you? Okay? Give to the village more than what you take from it. And you're always welcome at my house. Take it easy, team. Mucho respecto. Thank you for the Neros. Keeping the light on. Love and respect. And Charlie Kirk and his family. You'll meet again. See you later. God bless us all. We might just need it. Judgment Day might be coming sooner than we think.